Hey Spider-Man, here's how to play The Darkest Side by what's it called? By the Middle East. This is a really nice song. I've only been looking at it for like the last half hour, so I'm just gonna show you how I would play the main parts. But if you want to see me like play the whole thing through, I definitely would have to get better at it because it's pretty fast. It's not like doing anything too weird, but it's definitely hard to play at full speed. So first thing, make sure you pull up the tab. There's a really good tab on Ultimate Guitar that thankfully someone made because this song would be really hard to figure out by ear. The next thing, you need to make sure that you have a capo. So you gotta put this on the 3rd fret. And the song has a lot of repetition to it, so what I would do is just get really good at the main parts. Looking at this tab, there's the intro, the verse, and the chorus, and then below that are variations. But there's nothing that really stands out to me as very different. So really I would just play through the song up to the point where you can play the intro, verse, chorus. Once you can do that, then I would try to play the whole thing full speed. The key of this song is C major or A minor. So it uses C chords, A minor, G, and E minor. So first I'm just going to do the intro, and I'll do it real kind of slow because I think that you just wanted to see how to hold everything down. So I'll try to get both my hands in here. All right, let me pull it up. So here's the intro. So the first thing is this is off of an A minor chord, but you're doing a hammer on. So you gotta watch out for when you pinch 2 notes or when you're going alternating, and you can get away with playing a lot of the parts in this song with just these 2 fingers. I mean, you can use other fingers if you want to. So that first part in the intro. The next part's kind of like an E minor chord. And this is G. And there's a C chord. So this part's a little tricky. I don't know if you've ever done anything like that, but you got to get used to putting your pinky out there. It's a little bit of a stretch. So I'll try it a little bit faster. Here's the intro. I'll do it one more time slow, one more time fast, so you can just see it, and I'll do the verse. Here's slow. Here's a little bit faster. So the hardest part for me in the intro, and the part that's preventing me from doing it real fast, is actually this part right here. It's after the A minor shape. I don't know why, but that's giving me a hard time, so I would work on that. One piece of advice for songs like this that are fast finger picking is just really get the parts down before you move on, if you want to play it up to speed. So then the verse, it says 10th fret, but remember you have a capo on, so it's actually a 13th fret. Now, this is the only part in the tab that I think is a little bit wrong. I think that they're only playing the highest note just once. If you listen to it, there's too many notes to play along, so I think it just goes. So I dropped out the second 8th fret, which remember you have a capo, so I'm on the 11th fret because everything's relative to here. So this is the 8th fret, which is actually the 11th fret, but it's 8th fret in the tab, and relative to the capo, it's 8th fret. So say I stopped on the 9th fret, I didn't go back to 8. If you go like exactly like it's written, you won't be able to play along. And I was listening carefully, I didn't hear this high note twice, so it should be like this. So the first part is the new deal. This is a C major shape. This is an inversion of a major shape. And then so this is kind of a repeat of the intro. So notice I'm only using these 2 fingers still. So you can actually get away with this part also only using these 2 fingers. Which I think for speed, it's a little easier to keep it simple and just use 2 fingers. So then that's the first 3 lines of the verse, and then the first time through, then you do this part. I think this is actually the hardest thing about the song, are these little parts where it's more like open chord, so it's this is a little tricky. It's and you gotta hit the second note in the bass, the 2nd fret. So I would practice this a lot. This was also tripping me up when I was trying to play fast. And then you repeat this part. Whoops. And the second time you go. Instead of going to C, you go to this D chord. So the verse has those 2 variations on the end where it says first time and second time. And these are definitely tricky to do fast. So I would get good at this. And the second one is... The other thing I'm noticing as I'm learning the song is I'm kind of getting bad habits occasionally. So I would make sure to practice it really slow before I speed it up, so I don't mess it up. The chorus, when I first heard it, I thought it was wrong. But I was listening more carefully, and it is right. The only reason I thought it was wrong when I was listening to it was that they don't play the bass note very loud. So when you're playing it, it's kind of hard because a lot of times, like, when I do finger picking like this, I want to hit the bass note hard, but they're actually hitting it lighter and hitting the upper notes louder. So I was trying to adjust how I normally pick stuff and making the bass notes quieter to make it sound more like the song. But it goes like this. And you do that 4 times. These 2 lines 4 times. tricky part is just stretching that pinky out. And then you have another one of these sort of open chord tricky parts. That's also hard, so it's E minor basically, G, A minor, E minor, then you go back to this sort of thing again, the C little pattern. Whoops. This is easy, but, and then you do a hammer-on. Oops, sorry, hammer-on. And a hammer-on from 2 to 4. So I'm going to play the whole chorus straight through, but I'm only going to do the first 2 lines once. So second line. Third line. Fourth line. Last line. So the hard part with this song is how fast they're going. And it's pretty complicated, the patterns. Below that, if you keep going down the tab, they have different variations, but all of this stuff is actually in the upper parts. It's just slight variations of things. So you see a lot of this chord, which is basically a D major chord with G in it, which is a pretty common thing to do. So you see a lot of that. And then more of the same. And at the very end, they're going to just strum a C chord. So if you need me to, I can try to add to this lesson or play it up to speed. It would definitely take me, like, because I've only been looking at this for like half an hour, so I definitely need to look at it for longer. And a lot of times you almost have to memorize stuff like this to play it at full speed, because trying to read it off a tab, your brain kind of gets overloaded. So hope this is helpful. All right, bye.